जयपुर वाया कोटा
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
হায়দ্রাবাদ উপচার এক্সপ্রেস পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন कृपया ध्यान दियो
What is a YRF movie without a Shah Rukh Khan special appearance? What is a CSK performance without something special from Dhoni? Now, even when the markets don't soar, if a blue chip stock does well, everybody's happy. MS Dhoni is that blue chip stock. We'll get more on that from the management expert, management graduate on the show. So, Bhogle, what do you think?
love the way you quickly corrected yourself from expert to graduate, which was very appropriate and very apt.
Well, what do you make
Because
of this
that was the reality.
What do you make of this blue chip stock that continues to give, sir?
If he's consistently hitting those of 8-9 balls, why is he playing only 9 balls? But he's coming in and look, these 28 runs, I won't be surprised at all if these 28 runs make the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah.
Like the 20 against Mumbai did.
Yeah.
So maybe he's saying, look, I'll come and do it. I'll change matches in 9 balls, 10 balls.
I think there's some magic fairy that casts a spell on KL Rahul, the captain. Why wouldn't you bowl Stoinis? Why would you bowl Bishnoi in the 18th? Stoinis was your best bowler. 7 of 2, I think.
Yeah, that was the moving over, wasn't it? That was the decision, the toss. Yeah. I thought he did a really nice job, the captain, with manipulating his bowlers through the middle overs particularly. Yeah. There was that phase of a best part of 6 overs that they didn't get a boundary. Yeah. And he shuffled the deck nicely between the left-arm orthodox, Bishnoi, Stoinis, as you say. Yash Thakur came in and bowled a nice over there. And Stoinis had that immediate impact coming in. So, there's the bowling figures there. That change, a reminder at the top there, Matt Henry bowled all those 3 in the power play. Yeah. And then, of course, Mohsin Khan picked up that wicket with his first ball to Ravindra. So, he shuffled it well. He looked calm and composed, but as is the way, 1 over, 1 error in judgment. And it was that last over for Bishnoi. And you look at those stats, and to your point, 2 overs, 6 dots. So half your balls you bowled a dots, 1 for 7. That seems like a missed opportunity there. And we had a coolest moment, I think, suggestion, or not coolest moment, but a cooler suggestion in the pre-game from a fan saying bowl Stoinis more.
Yep.
What a great suggestion.
Absolutely. Now, 176 for 6 is what Chennai have. And Gilly's favourite shot was the one that was played off the last ball that gave him bragging rights over Gaurav Kapoor and the rest of us.
I cannot understand this whole dynamic in the Cricbuzz studio. Here's someone who makes a lot of all-time 11s, right? Certainly makes an Aussie or whatever.
Yeah.
If you ask Adam Gilchrist currently, what is the thing you're looking forward to the most apart from your dinner?
Well, the dinner tonight was outstanding too. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. I've been taking lessons from the great Gaurav Kapoor, and you've been taking lessons from the great Siami Kher, haven't you? Is that why you did so well with your predictions?
Yeah, actually, maybe.
So we're all sitting here, and Gilly is complaining that I jinxed him by saying that he's going to win it. At 170, it was 4 of 2. But that's MS. He's going to win it for you. These wicket-keeper batters they're very thick. They stick together. But but there's another one. Krunal Pandya there.
Yep.
3 overs for 16.
Yep.
The canny bowler, bowled well. I don't know. Does Krunal get one more over? We have the big benefit of hindsight.
Yeah.
So I wonder what he's thinking about 176. Does he think it's gettable? Or does he think, we could have got them for 155?
Yeah.
If he thinks, oops, we should have got them for 155, then they're in trouble.
Yeah.
If they think, it's okay. Start 176 we would have taken.
The worrying sign for LSG is looking at those figures for Krunal Pandya and thinking, looking across the opposition change room, going, they've got a reasonably decent left-arm orthodox that can do the job, and they've got, so many options there now, haven't they, bowling-wise? So
They've got Moeen, they've got Jadeja, Ravindra can bowl a couple if required.
Yeah.
Hopefully Shivam Dube?
No.
No? Okay.
But he'll be on the field because Ajinkya has been subbed out.
Yep.
India desperately want Shivam Dube to see if he can give you 2 overs.
Yeah. On a pitch like this, 57 of 40, strike rate 142, Ravindra Jadeja, acceptable. There was a passage of play where there were no boundaries hit between 11 and 15. But this innings, in hindsight, I suppose, as good as gold?
Yeah, really, really handy runs. We'll wait and see how significant a contribution that was. I agree with Harsha. I think the impact of Dhoni, that might be the more telling blow, just because it allows that momentum, that the psychology, all the mind games at play, the reception for MSD. Again, it's the sea of yellow. So that finish, as I say, I think it's advantage CSK just at the moment, just for that finish. But so Jadeja asked to do something that he hasn't done for a good couple of years in any form of T20 cricket, go up to number 4. But he's just so experienced, such a versatile player. You see it in all formats, particularly in Test cricket. He can go in, bat at 6 or 7 and play, score hundreds and score big runs and contribute to the team. He can go in and whack it late with tail enders in any format of the game. So versatility, that's what's been the key to his game, and that's what Chennai have built their whole format around, having versatile players that can be called on at any different time.
You're surprised, weren't you, seeing him coming in at 4?
Yeah, no, I mean, look, beyond a point, it doesn't matter. Anyone in your top 6 or 7 can bat anywhere.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter whether Moeen Ali had come in at that point or Shivam Dube had come in at that point. I think they just wanted someone who could hold the innings together.
Yeah.
Moeen's got the reputation of being a hitter. Dube's got the reputation of being a hitter.
Yeah.
So just someone who can hold the innings together. And the rate at which he held the innings together is 57 of 40 balls.
Yeah.
So that's 1/3 the innings.
Yeah.
So 57 into 3 is 171, which is what the side has made. They made 176.
Yeah.
So he's gone at the same strike rate as the entire innings. So he's not chewed up balls.
Yeah.
So 57 of 40, given that he came inside the power play with 2 overs gone, batting first, not knowing what the end target is. So if Dhoni has not got that blitz, he's actually gone quicker than the rest of the team.
Yeah, and they made them work, didn't they, the LSG bowlers, through that middle. It was just that tiny little bit at the end where they just let them out. And is that the Dhoni factor? Is it poor bowling? There's probably a combination of everything mixed in there.
Yeah, take a look at that.
That's a big
30 between 7 and 10. Only 24 between 11 and 15 and 71. So they were about 105, 106 after 10.
Yeah, and that 11 to 15, that's when even Moeen had to come in and just take his time to get himself into an innings, and he didn't try to go too aggressively too early, but then he launched. And that's what it's about, those little 50-50 moments, being ready just to launch and accept them. And he did that with those 2 sixes, Moeen Ali, and even though he got out, that opened the door for... Yeah.
Is it a 2-pace track for you?
I'm not sure it's 2-pace. I just don't think it's particularly quick. It looks a little bit slow, but for a lot of that innings, we thought 160 was well in the game. It may well be. Maybe they needed more. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see if in the night time it might just skid on that little bit more.
Yeah,
I heard Ravi saying on air, and he's there at the ground. It always makes a difference when you're at the ground.
Yeah.
I heard Ravi say on air that if they get to 180, that's a very, very good score.
Yeah.
And they've almost got to 180. Yeah. They got 53 of the last 3 overs, right?
Yeah.
They got 53 of the last 3 overs.
Yeah.
And I just think these days sides believe that come what may, we can do anything in the last 3 overs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when do you hit the pedal? You've not hit the pedal till 17, but they still think, no, we can.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how often they actually do.
They were 105 after 15. At one stage, we thought, maybe 150, or will there be a magical Dhoni innings? We did see a big impact from Dhoni towards the end, but that should not discourage them from looking at their opening combination. They didn't go with Gaikwad at the top today, and Ravindra gets a golden duck. What do you make of this Ravindra pairing up top? Rahane as well hitting 36 at 150.
Now, again, 150 is not a bad strike rate for someone who's batting there. So 150, I think he's done his job. At 36 of 24, he's definitely done his job.
Yeah.
I think the reason they're batting Rahane up and Gaikwad at 3 is they think Gaikwad can manipulate the strike maybe a little better. Or maybe as spin comes along, Gaikwad's got more options than Rahane does. But I won't be surprised if Ravindra drops down.
And Gaikwad goes up to open.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if Ravindra drops down, unless they want the left-right to continue and they back him.
CSK do like to give players a long rope. Do you see that happening with Ravindra as well? I mean, Watson in that season didn't score a run, and they kept backing him.
Yeah, Watson smacked him in the final,
Watson.
didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
He was 10 of 18 balls or something, and then got 100 from there.
Yeah.
And just launched, which shows what a fine line it is. And if you instill faith in people, often it can come back in kind. So, that's an option. There's no doubt about it. There's no set play that he has to open, the young New Zealander. Tough run for him at the moment.
Yeah. Now, 177 to score to win their fourth game for the Lucknow Super Giants. Now, we've often talked about... yes, you're saying something?
No.
Okay. De Kock and KL Rahul have been talked about a lot, but what about the number 3 spot? I think in the last couple of years, they've tried 10 players, as many as 10 players at that number 3 spot. This year, we've seen them use Padikkal at 3, then Deepak Hooda. Let's pull up their 11 to figure if there are any options and what's happening with that number 3 spot in T20 cricket in 2024. How crucial is that number 3 spot?
There's the two very big options.
Yeah.
One is Marcus Stoinis, and the other is Nicholas Pooran. Why wouldn't you play them?
Does it then become top heavy if you send Pooran up?
So what if he wins you the game from number 3? If he's going at number 3, might win you the game from number 3.
Yeah.
And he's often batted at 3. When he goes to the T20 World Cup, he'll probably bat at 3 for the West Indies.
Yeah.
So, or you just say, okay, I really value the left-handedness, I value him down the order. You can send Stoinis at 3 and just back someone at that position for three games.
Yeah.
Just back him there.
How do you... Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking this afternoon, just pondering that one. I thought Pooran, he's done some terrific work there at 3 for the West Indies. So 3 and 4, but I think 3, no reason why not. But I think if Stoinis gets a go there, I think he could almost channel an inner Mitchell Marsh approach.
Yeah.
Go out there and really flex your muscles and instill your authority on the game. Don't go out there and be timid about anything. Be really positive and back yourself. I think that's something that would be a real prerequisite from him if he gets in there. And he's been dismissed, I think, 4 times to spin in this tournament already.
Yeah.
So perhaps they might even look at that and think, well, no, let's get him up the top. Let's get him in there possibly a little bit, hopefully not too early, but a little bit earlier.
Is sending Pooran a little late a function of them thinking, what if the top order fails? We need a cushion. We need a certain insurance policy. Is that a defensive move?
I think there's no doubt there's always that line of thinking across every franchise at some point.
Yeah.
You sit there and you're trying to do the maths of your overseas and your locals and balance up what you've got. And that they probably, if there's one, not criticism, but one observation of that batting lineup, they're probably lacking one local batter that they feel they can trust that's going to do the Ashutosh, or which is quite freaky at the moment, that standard, but that real closing clinical finish. So maybe that's the insurance policy of just pushing an international experienced player down there, knowing that you've got that.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to send Arshin Kulkarni up at 3 and saying, young man, go for it.
Yep.
Go for it. But this is, if they've got to win this game, KL Rahul, De Kock, that opening partnership's got to play a big part.
Yeah.
We talk about 57 or 40. If KL Rahul can give them 60 or 40, we talk about strike rates. KL Rahul gives them 60 or 40. That's a third of the runs and a third of the balls.
Yep.
You take it any day.
Yeah.
So I won't mind if he's gunning to play a 60 or 40 role and Quinton de Kock goes for it up front. That's what I suspect they will do.
Chennai are always in the game. They've given themselves a certain momentum, a lot of runs in that back 5, courtesy Dhoni and Moeen Ali. Now 177 to chase for LSG, but they've got 4 overs of Pathirana. He makes it a 16-over game, doesn't he?
He can do. The current strike rate that he's got and economy rate, he's making it very challenging. You've got to take that into account. Particularly a lot of the bowling's at the back end.
Yeah.
When the heat's on, mid innings and then at the back end. So it's you're talking. So you reckon there's a bit of Bumrah factor about him, where we always got to think about that. But so accurate, so challenging if you haven't faced anyone like that. That's very quickly. I know we got an innings not far away from starting, but facing Lasith Malinga for the first time, you watch a lot of video and you go through your mind and you have practice throwdowns of blokes throwing at sidearm. But until you're out there and you go, whoa, that was odd. That's totally different to anything you grew up on facing.
Yeah.
So it's just but if you can find a way to survive, you get familiar, and after a while, you get used to it like any other bowler. So it shouldn't be that big a surprise factor, given he's been around for a couple of years now.
He's so lucky.
8.3. His career economy rate is in the tournament this year.
Yeah.
We just had the numbers up. There's 8.3, 8.4.
Yeah.
And they need to go at about 8.6.
That's since the last edition, that is.
Yeah, last edition. He's going 8.4.
Yeah.
And they need to score at 8.7 to win.
Yeah.
8.7, 8.8 to win. So if they go at 8.4 against him, that's okay.
Now, he's clearly lucky enough to get admission into the MSD University. Apparently, the big boss told him not to play red ball cricket. What do you make of it?
I think he said not yet.
Okay.
I think he said not yet, but I don't recall exactly what he said. But if you're playing red ball cricket, then you've got to be ready to bowl 20 overs in a day.
Yeah.
You can't say, I will play red ball cricket, but I'll only bowl 10 overs in a day, which was something that was being negotiated at one point, which I found very strange. Not with Pathirana, but somebody else.
Yeah.
Is he ready to bowl 20 overs in a day of his body? I don't know. He knows it better. He knows his physio knows it best.
Australia manages fast bowlers really well. Is there something that Sri Lankan cricket can learn from how Australia manages young fast bowlers? Would you want him to play red ball cricket?
I'd ask him. If he enjoys cricket, and that's what he loves doing.
Yeah.
I think it'd be frustrating if, even if if he was the first $50 million a year man in the IPL, but he wants to play cricket and you're telling him, sorry, mate, there's a game going on for the other 10 months of the year and you're not allowed to play. I think that'd be pretty frustrating for the young fella. But I understand the sentiment. I haven't seen any of these quotes, so this is news to me. But I understand the sentiment of someone like MS or someone with experience saying, let's manage this young fella well, but I don't know any of the background, if he's played any 2-day cricket, 3-day, 4-day cricket at all. You can't, but I would be disappointed anywhere around the country if you're coming in saying he's, if an Australian quick's available for a Shield game, but he's only bowling 18 overs for the match no matter what. I think that's compromising the whole competition that you're trying to create there.
Yeah. The only Aussie quick I know who morphed into becoming a 4 overs only bowler was Sean Tate.
Yeah.
And Sean Tate had a big problem. He said he got to say he couldn't bowl 10 overs because he had problems with his elbow.
Yeah.
So
but he'd had a good red hot crack at. He played Test cricket. I played with him. So he'd had a good go at it.
Yeah. More on Pathirana as we go along in this IPL, but he's unlikely to bowl in the power play. Deepak Chahar has already started to bowl, and so with that piece of intel, gentlemen, your predictions for the power play?
52.
I was so tempted to say. I'm still tempted to say 51. He's the leader, right? We must give the leader a...
I don't think I'm the
50.
leader.
50.
I think I need some
50.
tuitions over a phone call from Saimi Kher, who's really been acing this game. So Saimi, please do help us when you can. I'm going to go with 65 for LSG.
Going big.
Quinton de Kock on fire. We'll find out. Enjoy the game. Come back and join us on Cricbuzz Live at the end of this. Bye for now.
Jaipur via Kota.
कृपया ध्यान आपो अहमदाबाद
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
Lucknow Junction. ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವರೆ
Hyderabad Superfast Express পরবর্তী স্টেশন নেতাজি ভবন। कृपया ध्यान दें